Right then, hello then my crochet friends. This is the second video I've made on crochet. The first one showed you how to make the chain, which is the basics of all crochet really, and how to do a UK treble stitch, because I'm in the UK, I'm in South Wales. And so I've showed you the basics, and I said the next time I'd show you a basic granny square. This is a basic granny square. There's 3 rows in it, 1, 2, 3 different colours in that one. This morning I'm going to show you it in one colour, so that we don't have to worry about colour changes. That's row 1, that's with the second row on, and this one is with the third row on. Right, what we're going to do now is we're going to make 6 chains, and we're going to join them together in a little circle. Just doing a little visual here for you. So there's your little circle of chains, and into that we're going to put 3 chains, 3 trebles, 2 chains, 3 trebles, 2 chains, 3 trebles, 2 chains, 3 trebles, 2 chains. And that's going to make our first row, and each of these 2 chains are going to make a corner. So let's get started. I've already made my 6 chains, as I showed you that in the last video, and then you're going to join these into a circle by going into the first chain you made, not the tight bit that is the knot, the loose bit that is the chain. Just going in through there, yarn over hook, and then it is a little bit fiddly, this first one. You're going to fetch that back through there and back through the loop on your needle. That's called a slip stitch, and that is now join that little circle of chains. Now when you crochet, when you're going in rows or circles, every time you sort of come to the next row, you need to move up. If I put a treble straight in here, it would lie flat, so I need a bit of height. So to do that, I'm going to do 3 chains because it's a treble. So 1, 2, 3, and that gives us the height to start this row, and it also counts as our first treble. So into this hole in the centre now, we've got to do 3. Well, that's the first one, so this is number 2. So yarn over hook into that circle, yarn over hook, back through. Okay, I've wrapped it round twice now. Yarn over hook. You've got 3 on your hook now. If you're unsure of this, go back to the first video. Yarn over hook, through 2, yarn over hook, and fetching your hook from 12 o'clock down to 6 o'clock as you come towards the loops on your hook, and through 2, and that's another treble. So that's 2. So I'm doing another one now, yarn over hook into there, grab the yarn, fetch it back through, yarn over hook, and through 2, yarn over hook, through 2 again. So we've done 3. So then now we need to do 2 chains. So we're going to do that 4 times. That's the first one. So there's the 2 chains. Now I'm going to do 3 trebles, 2 chains, 3 trebles, 2 chains, 3 trebles, 2 chains. Put that on hold a second. Right, I've gone round and I've done that 4 times. So I've done the 2 chains at the end. So now I need to join this to the next, to complete the row. So you go into the 2, can you see there's 2 little strands at the top of each stitch. We'll go into the top of the first one, there, go through the 2 strands. I should have had my thread the other side. Go through the top of the 2 strands. Here we go. Yarn over and pull the yarn through that and through your original loop on your hook, and that's a slip stitch to join them together. Now then, because we are doing it in the same yarn, we need to make our way to the first corner, because that's where it starts. So to make our way to the first corner, we're going to slip stitch across. So we're going to go through the top 2 loops there, just through and through again. We're just making our way, and then into the 2 chains, go in there, yarn over and fetch through and through the one on your hook. now then you're at the place you need to be to start your next row. And every time we start a new row, we have on this we're having to do 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. Now into this 2 chain space, which is your corner, right? This is your corner. You're going to do 3 trebles, 2 chains, 3 trebles. Now these 3 chains I've done count as your first treble, so that's 1. So we're going to do 2, 3, 2 chains, yarn over hook, and another 3 trebles, and that's going to be your corner. I'm not very fast doing this because I can't do it very fast because I'm actually left-handed. So I've tried to teach myself to crochet right-handed so I can show right-handed people. But I'm quite slow. 2, 3, which is probably a good thing when you're trying to show people things, isn't it? To be quite slow. That's the 3rd one. There you go. I'm very conscious of time as well. Okay, so we've done 3 trebles, 2 chains, 3 trebles. Now we're going to do, same as we did in the first row, 2 chains, 3 trebles, 2 chains. So there's 2 chains there. I'm going to, 2 chains. So we're going to do 3 trebles now. And this is your next corner. So on the first row, every one is a corner. Once it grows a bit, there we go. You've got just trebles in between. Right, so I've gone round this now, and in each one of those 2 chain spaces, I've put 3 trebles, 2 chains, 3 trebles. And then I've done 2 chains in between, and then I've done 3 trebles, 2 chains, 3 trebles. So I've gone around the 4 corners. I've just done the last corner and 2 chains. Now we need to join it again to the top stitch of that first stitch. Fetch it round and through, so it's a slip stitch coming all the way through. And then we need to slip stitch to the next corner. Now we've got there's 2 rows, right, and we've got 4 corners. Now you've also got spaces in between, so you don't get confused when you're beginning. I would advise you to put a little pin or some such thing in each corner, because at the moment you can see where they are. When you start stitching, when you're a beginner, you can often get confused and start putting your corners in the wrong places. So you could put one of these in each of the little 2 chains, 3 trebles, 2 chains, which is your corner, so you can see where your corners are. So you slip stitch, as we did in the first row, to the first 2 chain space in your corner, and again we're going to do 3 trebles, 2 chains, 3 trebles. Now with this row and all subsequent rows you do after this row, you'll have the 3 chains, 2 trebles, 3 chains. Then you'll have, your next corner is over here. So in this 2 chain space, you're going to put 3 trebles and then 2 chains, and then start working this one. As you come up, if you do more rows, you'll have more lots of just 3 trebles in between, but you'll always have 3 trebles, 2 chains, 3 trebles in each corner. I hope that's clear. Okay, so I've come around there now doing all that, and in essence, to make this granny square, you're always doing 3 trebles, 2 chains, 3 trebles, 2 chains. The only difference is when you come to a corner, in that 2 chain space, you're doing 3 trebles, 2 chains, 3 trebles. So you're making a stitch really in each corner, which is how it grows. When you're going along the straight in the 2 chain spaces, you're just doing 3 trebles. So I've just got to do now 3 trebles in this last 2 chain space, and then I'm ready to finish off. There we are. So to complete that row now, the same as normal, into the top 2 little bits, see them there, of that first stitch. I'll put it in there. Yarn over hook, you're doing a slip stitch, so you're fetching it through, and you're fetching it through again. Then you snip your end, yarn over hook, and fetch that through, and that's that little one complete. You can either, if you put in more colours or joining together, you could stitch over that to join it in. If you're not, you can just fetch it through. Sort of, it helps if you use a smaller hook actually than you're normally using. Just try and show you quickly. Just pull it through, you know, and then I'd sort of pull it through from the other side, and just take it back and forth a couple of times to secure that. There, so that's a little granny square.